Hi YouTube, I'm Savannah and I'm going to be reviewing One for the Murphys by Lynda Mullaly Hunt. After a tragedy in her home involving her stepfather and mother that caused hospitalization of both herself and her mother, Carly Connors is shipped off to live with the Murphys as foster child. Carly goes on to resent the Murphys in all of their ways, but slowly turns her opinions around as she grows to love the Murphys and all of their little quirks. But Carly has some tough choices to make as her actual mother recovers from her injuries. How can she choose between her love for her mother and her love for a family that cares for her? I, for one, really enjoyed this book. I felt like I really connected with the main character, Carly, especially since I'm a teen myself and Carly is roughly the same age as myself. In addition to Carly, I also felt a strong connection to all of the characters in this book, from Mrs. and Mr. Murphy to their three boys, especially 4-year-old Michael, who was one of my favorite characters in the whole book. He was amazing. Carly's best friend, Tony, and even Carly's mother, who you learn a lot about. And that made the story really enjoyable to read. And I felt like I was even a part of the family by the time I finished this book. The thing I liked in this book was the dynamic nature of all of the characters. Carly starts out hating every single aspect about her new life at the Murphy house. From the way Mrs. Murphy dotes on her children to the way dinner is served at night. She goes on hating everything for a really long time, but hating them less and less every day, until her hate eventually turns to love. Watching Carly slowly lower her almost Fort Knox level, emotional defenses was definitely a journey, but one that was certainly worth reading. In addition to Carly being dynamic, I think that another very dynamic character in this book was the oldest Murphy boy, Daniel. Daniel went from wanting Carly to take a long walk off a short pier to loving her as a sister, and her not wanting to ever have her leave the house. And it was really touching to see the evolution of his feelings as he slowly grew to love Carly as a sister. Overall, I would rate One for the Murphys as 4 stars out of 5 because it's definitely a really heartwarming book that will pull on your heartstrings in every way imaginable. It might make you tear up, but it'll make you laugh too. So buckle up and prepare yourself for a roller coaster of emotions. Happy reading!